Welcome back to our channel. I know it's been a minute for our subscribers. You know we usually put out videos a lot sooner than this, but life has been a little crazy, but happy to say we're back at it. We're doing the unboxing and a little bit of a review, first impressions kind of thing for you today on the Jeep Stroller Wagon. But this has been what has been keeping us from doing our beach comparison that we have been asked for so many times. So I'm really excited. Sorry. Can you have that, please? Thank you. You can have this, huh? Let's trade. We're going to be doing the beach comparison soon. That's going to have the Veer, that's going to have the Hawk Eco Wagon, that's going to have this baby, and we're even going to feature the Pronto stroller with skis on the front just to show you how those skis can really enable your current stroller possibly to perform better at the beach. So looking forward to doing those things. Just wanted to say hi. It's been a while. How are you doing? Other than that, we're going to do this intro or this kind of a review for you today, kind of a little bit, but mostly just showing you, pulling this out of the box. How do I put it together? What are the features? You know, how do I use that infant car seat base, you know, the adapter? So hopefully we'll do a good job for you guys today. I'm going to point out a couple of things from the manual that, let's be honest, if you have a husband, if he even cracked the manual, he would not read this part of it. So there are little pieces that just get very easily ignored. I paid attention to them. I'm going to tell you about them today. And hopefully this will, as always, help you to get strolling faster and easier. So let's get into it.
I feel attacked.
First thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to unlock, because right now it's in a lock position. So you're going to want to pull this open. Otherwise, if you try and just pull on the bar, it's going to catch on one of those locking mechanisms. So you're going to pull on this and then you can open it all the way, and you want to open it upside down. Try and fully engage it. Well, I don't know if it locks. But what we're going to do is we're going to take off, there's over where the back axle is going to go, we're going to take off these little black nubbins things. These are just for travel. And where these are where you're going to put on that axle, so you're going to want it removed. So from here, you're going to get these big tires, nice big tires, and they go on either side of the back axle there. There's not a wrong way to do this, I don't think. They go on really easily, and the nice thing is too that if you do somehow want to remove it, or you know, whatever you want, the button is so easy to remove it. It's really accessible and obvious, and some of them are not on other brands. So just wanted to point that out. You can go ahead and slap the other one on there, the other side. And then these holes are going to align with the holes on the frame. And it's got this release pin where you're gonna slide these on. So you want to make sure that your brake is facing the correct way. And then there's holes. Wait, let me drop it a little bit better. Try and line it up before you drop it. There's holes that are going to align with this drop pin. So you're going to push it and they're going to click right into place, but you're going to do that on both sides. There we go. So that's the front, or the back axle set up. And the front tires are really easy to do as well. So we can just go ahead and plop these on. Now you really want to get them shoved on there, because like you can see, they will just come out if they're not on there properly. You can push really well. You're going to hear that click. And for the front tires, it's also really easy release. So that's a really nice feature as well. Just wanted to give a word of warning if you're just toying around with this like I am while I'm putting it together. I was pointing out to my husband how cool of a feature it is that these front tires lock, because a lot of times on the stroller wagons they don't have that option, and this will allow you to cover more terrains. But please be very careful. So pulling it this way, I mean it's upside down right now, so take that into account. Pulling it this way is super easy. If you pull it down the way that I just did, it's a very deliberate snap. Like it comes down very intentionally. So it's very easy to have this thing just like literally crush your finger. And that's exactly what just happened to me, and it was painful. So just don't do that. If you're gonna play with it, just be, you know, keep your fingers more toward the outside and don't get caught there like I did. The next step that we're gonna do here is to turn the whole wagon over, and then we're gonna check out the canopy. So, pardon me if this isn't very graceful. Okay, cool. I don't know if this actually locks in place. It doesn't really feel like it does. Okay, yeah, we've got the front storage bag there, and the canopy comes folded up like this. It's got the poles in there, as you can see, and there's a release lever here on each side, because there's 4 poles. So there's a release lever here. You're going to slide the pole in here, and then when you're ready to take it off, you push that release lever to pull it back out. So I'll go ahead and show you. You want to get a close-up on this hardware here? You can see how this is very similar and how this is going to just slide right in place right here on the handle. So you're going to do it to each one, and you're going to feel and maybe hear a dull little click. And you're going to do each one of these individually. There we go. So that's the canopy setup. That's pretty easy to do. There's some cool features about this canopy that I'm going to go ahead and show you in the next clip. Now we'll go with an overview of the canopy. On the shorter sides, on each side, you're going to have a built-in mesh net, like a mosquito net. And then on the long sides here, there's kind of like a full coverage siding, you know, that is also built in and can be easily stored away. So I'm going to start by showing you, if you can get the angle here on the inside, where the mesh is stored. The mosquito net is just tucked right here. And it's the same on both sides. And that comes down. And the manual is a little bit tricky to see exactly where they're tying this, but we recommend, and it kind of looks like they're indicating, that you should tie this down here. It's like a little toggle with elastic, because here it's going to be a lot harder for kids to get over here and mess with this. And it is the same on both sides. So you can just pull it down and secure it on either side. And just like that, you have your mosquito net coverage already going here. And then the other thing we're going to do right here is a zipper. You're going to unzip the whole side there, and out will come your full coverage siding. And it has a Velcro in each corner. And if you can see here on the body of the stroller wagon, there's also Velcro built in. And you're going to go ahead and secure it on both sides. And this way, you have full coverage from this side and the long side. And then on the 2 shorter sides is where you have the mosquito netting. So you're not going to have like 100% blackout full coverage, but this is actually pretty good. For most stroller wagons, you know, if you look at the even flow, the baby trend, things like that, canopies leave something to be desired. As far as canopies go, I am a fan of this one. And so, you know, putting it away and storage, super easy. All you're going to do is roll it up and tuck it back into the place where you got it from. And that will allow you to remove your canopy and store it away. So go ahead and take these off to show you how quick and easy it is. And then we'll show you where on the frame you can store your canopy for when it's not in use. I mean, if you're using it indoors or something like that and you just don't need it to be on, you can go ahead and tuck it away. So I'm just gonna roll this baby up. And it's kind of nice, it's like kind of intuitive. You don't really need to be looking at it to know what to do. So that's gonna be everything tucked away. And then you're gonna come over here on each side. There's that little release lever that we talked about earlier. And you're gonna just push down on that, pull up, and each side is gonna come off. And then it kind of just folds in like a little tent. And you're left with this little canopy bundle. And in the manual, it recommends that you can tuck it away here on this side here with this little pocket. So I wouldn't say that that's really a perfect fit at all. And it says maximum weight is 5 pounds for inside this bag. So you're probably not going to want to put too much of anything else in there. But that's where they recommend that you store it. So I feel a little silly. I wanted to correct myself. This is the Canopy. This is like a smaller pouch that they have for the front. This is what it looked like in the manual to me, but this is a bigger pouch. So I recommend, just from using it, put like the open side where all of the Canopy pieces, where you're kind of keeping them closed. I would recommend that you tuck that in first. That is kind of like the bigger, clunkier side. And then this fits a lot better in this bigger pocket that I was just showing you. So I believe this is the one that they intended for this use. Okay. Careful now, because I just undid a button there. So this one can be used, for other things if you need to store your own personal things, but that's where the Canopy should go. That's the Canopy for you. I wanted to point out a couple of features here about the front tires. I know we talked about how, just to be careful with the pinching hazard on those locks, but what I'm really impressed with that you really never see very often at all is that not only do these have a swivel lock, so you can lock these in place, so that, like I was talking about the terrains, this is the lock that you're going to use for that. This is going to help you to go over gravel and things like that better. And so you can go ahead and that's just locked right in place. This is a lock that individually locks the front tire. So now this tire is locked. It's not going to move. It's now like the brake. And they, most of the time with stroller wagons, if you brake from the back and you use that foot pedal, it's going to brake just the big back tires. And the 2 front tires are not going to be able to be applied with the brake. So while it might be a little bit inconvenient to have to brake each of these individually, it's really nice that it's even an option. Most of the time it's really not even an option. And I can imagine if you're on, steep terrain, some kind of a hill or whatever, just want a little extra security that this baby's not going anywhere, having these is going to be a big asset. So I just wanted to point those out. A few quick things to point out, things that I'm reading from the manual that I think are important, so I want to include them in the video before we get to the car seat adapter. First of all, this the body, the fabric of the Jeep Stroller Wagon is spot clean only. You're not going to want to throw this in the washing machine. They just say get like a damp sponge or a cloth with some, mild detergent, and that's how you're going to clean it. The other thing that I wanted to point out from the manual that was probably easily overlooked is they say, please, please, please do not try and push down on this handlebar to get the front tires up over a curb. What they say explicitly in the manual is they want you to go backwards. So you're going to want to turn it around and lift from the big back tires over the curb and then bring the small ones over. So it's probably something structural to do with the frame, but I just wanted to point that out. The other thing that I want to just quickly cover is the handlebar here. This is kind of like your typical pivoting handlebar. It's a little bit stiff when new, but it's a very, very typical design that you're going to push the buttons on either side at the same time. It's got like this leatherette little handle bar here covering, which is nice, and it's got a zipper so that you can remove it, and I'm thinking it's just traditional foam. And yep, just kind of like regular foam that you would get under there, but this is a lot easier for cleaning this sucker, and then you can change it out pretty easily too. And then the final thing that I want to cover as far as accessories go is that the stroller wagon does come with a cup holder. There are 2 attachment points. One over here on the far side, this is what you're going to look for. And there's one of these exactly on the opposite corner by the side where you have the big back tires. That's all it is. You just slide it onto the peg. Really easy here. So you can have a cup on either side, but it only does come with the 1 cup holder. So if you do want to have 2 at the same time, I guess you would have to like call the company or something to get a second. We've covered pretty much everything on here. The only thing I want to still go over is the inside of the stroller wagon, so you can see the seating area. It's very basic. There's not like built-in storage like many of them have, but something that I absolutely love and cannot emphasize enough how important this is these harnesses. If you're a Wonderfold user, or even the Baby Trend doesn't have an option for a 5-point, but the Wonderfold ones, if you notice, you have to rethread them every time, and it's incredibly irritating, and it's really easy for kids to take off. So this is an optional fiber 3-point. If you take off the shoulder straps, you have a 3-point harness. And if you clip it back on, you have that 5-point harness. And it doesn't fall off. You don't have to rethread it every time. So this is really, really easy. Absolutely love that. So it's not that padded, but I mean, as far as stroller wagons go, it's basic but functional, and it has some really great features on it. I love that canopy. So just wanted to point out how the inside of it looks for you so you can get an in-depth look. Oh, let's look at the back, honey. Let's look at the back. That wasn't something that we didn't cover either. I wanted to show real quick this. So on the other side, I showed you where the canopy is stored, and then there's a little extra room in there. If you really shove it down, there's some extra room on top of that, and then there's that other smaller pocket in the front. And then if you look on this side, you have just pretty basic pockets. One, this is like really good for water bottles, you know, such things. And then there's just two really basic pockets on these two sides. Other than that, let's just look at the brake really quick. So very simple. These lock only the back tires, as we discussed earlier. And it's not bad. It's not sharp. The edges here are rounded. So it's, as far as brakes go on stroller wagons, it's pretty good. It's not the best in my opinion because you do have to really like shove your foot on that one. It kind of does hurt a little bit, but not sharp. Some of them can be quite sharp or quite loud or quite tough to use. So pretty good on this one. There's a cat. Okay, I apologize if you hear any noise now because baby got up, so you might hear some baby chatter. Mama, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, honey. It's okay. It's just a cat. Just let the cat go. It's okay. Sorry. I deal with this every day. So throughout this video, or even just researching the Jeep stroller wagon, you may have wondered, what the heck is this bar for? This looks kind of brutal for a kid's stroller wagon. This is for the car seat. Oh, my back. This is for the car seat adapter. Sorry, I'm heavily pregnant. And it's removable. So if you can see on both sides here, it has like a little lip, right? So it's on both sides of the thing. And so it's really easy to just take off. Hold on, mom duty calls. Okay, picking back up where we left off. So this is the bar that's used for the car seat adapter. Now something very important to note is that on one side, there is this little screw thing. You need this to face the rear of the stroller wagon. It needs to face the big back tires. So you can go ahead and snap this back on. It's got these attachment points on either side as well, so you know it goes here and not on the other side where there is no attachment point. You need it to connect there. So you just snap it on, and with that piece pointed toward the back, you're going to open up this flap here that exposes the other side where there's another one of these, and you're going to grab these adapters here. Now, to open this piece, you're going to push this button, and that's going to release this door to open. This piece is for taking off the ring adapter, so I'll show you that in a minute. But to open this piece, you go ahead and you're going to line up this little circle that I showed you before on the bar and on this bar. You're going to line it up with this circular piece. I know you're very excited, son. And so you're going to line it up there. It's a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you can get the lining up easier. So you're going to do that on either side. I'm going to need you to get out of there in just a second, buddy. You're going to line it up on either side. This one's a little tricky because it's close quarters with all this fabric. But I'm sure once you get the hang of it, it'll be second nature. It's just a little more complicated. I know, honey, I know. Yeah. That fabric can get kind of in the way a little bit. Oh, honey. There we go. Are you okay? Can I move you to the other side, honey? Look, I'm not taking you out. I'm just moving you over here because I need this space. Sit down. Sit down, buddy. Okay. Now we're getting the ring adapter out. And this piece, oh yeah, make sure that it's all snapped into place. And it's kind of like the handlebar. It's got these buttons on either side to release that piece if you want to make it more compact. But you're going to get these pegs, and these are going to slide into the housing of each attachment piece that you just set up here. So there's one on each side, and you're just going to line those up and snap that right in. Now, this ring 5-in-1 car seat adapter, it accommodates 5 different brands or something. It takes Evenflow Nurture car seat, the Britax Be Safe 35, Chico Keyfit 30, Evenflow Embrace Select, and the Graco Snug Ride Click Connect 30, 35, and 40. So those are going to be listed right here. So it says that the car seat is not included, obviously, but these are the brands and the models that it will adapt for, and specific instructions for how to correctly secure each of those models are in the back of the manual. But this can accommodate all of those brands. Yes, honey, please sit down. Please sit down, honey. We'll go on a walk in just a minute. So when you're going to undo all of this, to release it, you're going to hit these buttons. There's one on each side. It's going to pull right out. And you can just work backwards, pushing the little button on the inside to release this one. We'll just push that baby there. And you can go ahead and cover this up again because that would be nasty to hit your head on as a little kid. And then the bar comes right off. So it feels like a lot of moving parts at first, but I'm sure once you get into the habit of using it over and over again, it will be really easy to do. That's going to wrap it up for our unboxing and kind of like quick thoughts and tips for the Jeep Stroller Wagon. Something else I just wanted to include really quick is this is the version that we bought from Target, and I've seen that there's a deluxe version that is sold from Bye Bye Baby. It is more expensive, but it comes with a parent organizer and a cooler and maybe some kind of a waterproof liner or something, I think I saw. It says that you can remove the seats to put it into wagon mode, but from seeing the inside of it, it looks just like this, except maybe you can take the harnesses off or something. So in my opinion, the weight limit is exactly the same. The tires look exactly the same. It's just a different color, and it does come with those other couple of accessories. So I don't know if that would justify the price difference, if it's not going to perform better necessarily. But I'm sure you could maybe use your 20% discount code from Bye Bye Baby on it. So it's worth looking into if that's something that you're interested in, some of the other accessories, or maybe just a different color. But I just wanted to include that as well. If you have any other questions, we're going to be toying around with this for a while. We're going to use it in our beach comparison video that's coming up. We're going to be taking these babies to different kinds of sand, testing them out, seeing what's the answer to the golden question. What stroller wagon will actually do well on sand, especially loose sand? So hopefully we'll be able to answer that for you guys soon. And I know a lot of parents and families struggle with that because they don't want to have 6 different baby vehicles to take to different terrains, right? You want something that can do everything. So hopefully we'll be able to help you guys out with that, and we'll see how the Jeep holds up against the other options. We're going to have the Veer, we're going to have the Eco Hawk Wagon, we're going to have the Jeep, and then we're going to test out the Pronto with skis on the front. They're commonly used for, wheelchairs at the beach, but we'll see how they work for the strollers, and maybe that'll be able to help a lot of families not have to buy multiple things just to go to the beach. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'm going to be using this a lot. We're probably going to go on a walk with it today and be using it a lot in the next few weeks just to get a real hands-on feel for different things. When we do our review video, I can be more in-depth and give you some of my personal experience. But hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining us on the channel again, and we'll see you soon.